Hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, and welcome to another video. First of all, before we begin, I want to show you something kind of neat that a friend of mine made. This is an animated Nostalgia Mall logo that can be played on old computers running Windows 95. You see it has kind of a Miami Vice 80s theme to it, with the palm trees waving. You even see them waving, logos spinning. So yeah, it's really cool. It was actually done by the same person who designed my Packard Bell sleeper case down here, so very talented person here. And he's also going to be making me a daytime version of this as well, with like a more brighter cloud background to that, but he hasn't gotten around to making that yet. And yeah, that's the problem there. What I'm planning to do with these is show them kind of in the background on my videos when available. So kind of something to see in the background. Here we go, back up and running. Just got to get rid of the screensaver and everything's cool. But this isn't the subject of this video. This is the subject of this video right here. This is my Dell OptiPlex 755, manufactured in, I believe, October of 2007. I bought this, used of course, in 2015 at a Goodwill in Winston-Salem. It was a bare bones unit, had no hard drive or anything in it, so I had to add that myself. Only had a Pentium dual core in it, but I upgraded it to a Intel Core 2 quad, and I believe it's a 2.4 gigahertz model, Q6600 I believe. And I also put a hard drive in it and whatnot, and off and on I've used this for many purposes, sometimes as one of my main computers. This computer can run Windows 10 beautifully. Believe it or not, it runs beautifully, despite this being a computer from over 10 years ago. It's just amazing how well the Socket 775 platform still holds up to this day. You can still do so much with it, especially if you put a Core 2 quad in it like I have in here. But currently this computer is not running Windows 10. It was up until a few weeks ago when I got a new laptop for Christmas. It is now running Windows XP Media Center Edition 2005. I have made this into my main Windows XP rig for doing various tasks with that require Windows XP, like a few Windows XP era games I like to play. And so let's go ahead and power it up. I'll have to get the tripod ready, so I will go do that right now. Okay, I have this computer KVM'd with my main machine, the Packard Bell Sleeper, which is running Windows 10 as you can see. So I'll go ahead and turn the OptiPlex on. Switch monitor inputs, and then switch KVM inputs, which all I have to do with this USB KVM is hit the numlock key twice on the keyboard, and we are in. Running the latest BIOS revision. I forgot to mention, this is running off of an SSD. That's right, folks, this is a 120 gig Kingston SSD, which is highly unusual for Windows XP. But, you know, I got to thinking, I've got this 120 gig SSD that's just sitting around doing nothing, and finding a hard drive throughout the clutter in my closet is just going to be too difficult. SSD was just lying right there, so I figured why not go ahead and put it in there and run XP on it. And it's pretty fast. I actually have this running in AHCI mode. The USB flash drive software that I use for installing XP with has an AHCI driver you can install, so you can set up XP with AHCI mode, which gives it a lot more performance. So yeah, we're at the desktop now, and you saw how quick it booted up. That's thanks to the SSD and the fact that it has a Core 2 quad in it. Oh, and the memory in here is 8 gigabytes of memory, which is the most memory I've ever had as far as DDR2 is concerned. It's, of course, only seeing 3 gigs of it because this is a 32-bit operating system, but I really don't feel like going in there and taking the RAM out. So no big deal, I'm not going to be using that RAM for anything else. So yeah, 3 gigs of RAM, Core 2 quad, and an SSD. This is pretty much the epiphany of Windows XP. You cannot get any better than this, folks, I bet, when it comes to XP. So, we'll go into my computer, look at the system properties. I'll zoom in here. I guess that's good enough. Got 2.4 gigahertz Core 2 quad. Go to Device Manager. Video card is a NVIDIA GeForce GT 620, which is a low-end card for modern systems, but a high-end card for an XP system, in my opinion, and gives me way more than enough power for what I need XP for. So if you're looking for a video card for a system like this to run XP on, I highly recommend a GT 610 or a GT 620, one of the two. And Broadcom Ethernet, of course, and SoundMax audio, nothing fancy there. Zoom back out. And yes, this is running at 1920 by 1080. Of course, this is just the VGA mode. The sleeper is using DVI, so and the KVM switch I have is VGA only, so I'm only able to use it for sound, keyboard, and mouse. Can't use the monitor inputs on it, which is a shame because DVI and HDMI KVM switches are a little bit expensive, unfortunately. Alright, one thing I want to show is something that a lot of people fondly remember Windows XP for, and it's the silliest thing. And it's this, the Windows XP Tour.
Welcome to Windows XP from Microsoft, the new version of Windows that brings your PC to life. Experience the best. Experience Windows XP. Best for business. Windows XP Professional shines as a business operating system. Get more work done faster, easier, anytime, anywhere. Safe and easy personal computing. Thanks to Windows XP, personal computing just got a whole lot easier and more fun. Unlock the world of digital media. Windows XP is your ticket to exciting digital media at home and on the internet. The connected home and office. Get connected. Windows XP makes it easy to share and link computers. See for yourself how easy Windows XP is to use. Take this brief tour.
Notice how it referred to it as
begin the tour, click any selection.
You know, it's not polite to interrupt people while they're talking, tour lady. You noticed it was referring to this version of Windows XP as professional. Well, that's because Media Center Edition is nothing more than Windows XP Professional Edition, but with some added Media Center goodies to go along with it. So, yeah. And speaking of Media Center, let's go ahead and open that up. This brings back memories of my Inspiron 6000. That was the only computer I ever got new that had Media Center on it. XP, that is. That sound brings back memories. So yeah, that was Media Center version 2005. There were several versions of XP Media Center Edition. I believe there was a 2003 version. I think that was the first edition of it. But 2005 seems to be the most well-known. It's the only one I've ever used anyway. And I've got something that's Flying Scotsman approved, Microsoft Work Suite. And this is the 2006 version. And this would have originally come with Word 2002, but since I installed Office 2003, it uses Word 2003 instead. And still to this day, Word 2003 is still my favorite version of Word of all time, mainly because it was the one I used the most as a teenager. I really got to learn how to use it with that, and it's just so simple yet functional. Not that I don't like the new ribbon interface and all that, but 2003, it feels like home to me. Wait, I didn't mean to open Word back. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is running the unofficial Service Pack 4 for Windows XP. Because as you know, Windows XP's support ended back in 2014, which is almost 4 years ago, wow. But a few enthusiasts have made some unofficial service packs that give XP more modern features and the ability to receive Windows updates for POS Ready 2009, which that will be going out of support in 2019, which is a year from now. So yeah, enjoy that while enjoy it while it lasts. So let's go ahead and check out some games I have installed on here. I've got 3 on here, I believe, so far. I've got Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum, The Sims 2 Double Deluxe, and GTA Vice City, which is what we're going to start off with. And you're probably wondering why a guy like me is going around playing Grand Theft Auto. Well, I've never been a fan of the series, and I'm going to sound like such a sissy, but I've never really cared for all the carnage and vulgarity that that game has, well, the series at least has. But the reason I play GTA Vice City is because there is this really nice mod you can get where you can add a time-traveling DeLorean from Back to the Future, and it is a really, really nice mod. So I'm going to show that to you now. I did do a in-depth video on this mod back in 2014, but you know, it's been almost 4 years. Why not show it again one more time? And I've got Power ISO on here, so I can just use these ISO images instead of using actual CD images, which makes life a little bit easier. Okay, let me take my gamepad and plug it into the OptiPlex. Okay. Just start a new game. And this is version 0.2e, which came out back in 2008. And back in 2015, they finally released a newer version of this, and it's really, really cool, but it's just a little too buggy and crash-happy for me to use properly, so yeah, I'm just going to stick with this older 2008 edition, for at least for now, unless they iron out more of the bugs. As you can see here, we just got ourselves a DeLorean, but this is the regular non-Back to the Future style DeLorean, but we're going to go change that. And what I do with this game is I just do the Back to the Future related stuff. I do not do any of the GTA missions or take part in any of the other questionable things that GTA has. Now, I want to go on the record saying that I am not one of those people that believes nobody should be playing this game because, oh, it's evil, it's evil. It's just my personal preference. It's not really my kind of game. If you like it, that is great. I'm not stopping you from playing it. But having this Back to the Future mod really does make this game very, very cool to me. Alright, now we're in this garage here, and we're going to convert this to the Back to the Future DeLorean. And this is the Part 1 version of the DeLorean, where it uses plutonium. So in order to travel through time, we're going to need to get some plutonium.
Watch it, I got
So let's go take care of that. So yeah, they really, really went all out with this. And I've been playing this for over 10 years now. And this, by the way, still works perfectly on Windows 10. I played it on my sleeper quite a bit, but this is an XP era game anyway, and the cops are after us, so we'll just take care of that little matter right here with a cheat. So I'm not in the mood to be chased by the cops. Alright, this is where we'll get our plutonium. Love those gold wing doors. I would love to see a DeLorean in real life someday. They have turned up from time to time here in North Carolina, but I've had friends see them before, but I haven't, and I'm the Back to the Future enthusiast. But someday I'll see one. As a matter of fact, this beauty salon in downtown Greensboro, about 5 years ago, they did have the actual Back to the Future time-traveling DeLorean on display there. There's this place in Myrtle Beach that took a regular DeLorean and put all the parts on it to make it look like the one from Back to the Future, and they take it around the country and showing it off, and I think the proceeds go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's disease. But anyway, they had it in downtown Greensboro a few years ago, but unfortunately, due to reasons beyond my control, I was unable to go see it, and I'm still kicking myself very much after all these years about missing out on it. Okay, so let's go to today's date. Currently, it's 2008, October 26, 2008. That would have been my senior year of high school. So let's head about 10 years into the future. Alright, now we need to be careful because once we pass this sign here, Libyans are going to come after us, and I kid you not, Libyans in that blue Volkswagen van are going to come kick our butts for stealing their plutonium. Just like in Back to the Future Part 1. But I don't... Oh, I hear them coming. Yeah, I hit a guy. That's not nice. Okay, we seem to have lost the Libyans, believe it or not. And I'm driving out of control. So we gotta get to 88 miles an hour. And that's not how you do it. There we go, there we go. Off to 2018. This is so cool. this game gets even better. I'll show you what else you can do here. Shimmer really didn't get to see the Libyans, but I guess I was just too fast for them. And now that we're in the 2010s decade, we have cars on the street that resemble the ones from the year 2015 in Back to the Future Part 2. And speaking of Back to the Future Part 2, we're going to go back into this garage here, and we're going to change to the Back to the Future 2 DeLorean. And which gives us some new features. We can now don't have to worry about plutonium because we now have access to Mr. Fusion. So all we have to do now is go to the back of the DeLorean, hit the tab key, and just reload it anytime we want. We don't have to worry about stealing plutonium from Libyans anymore. Oops. So let's go to the past this time. To my, to the day I was born, actually. November 27th. Nineteen 1989, and I was born at 11:30 a.m. And because this is the DeLorean from Part 2, we can do this. We can fly. I just want to fly. And I can hit this little thing here to instant time travel. Look at that. Oh, this is so cool. I'm going to land at this golf course here. So this is the exact moment I was born. Now there's a funny story about this that I'm not going to tell. Oh, okay, I will. When I was born, my mom's doctor was watching The Price is Right on TV. Don't ask me why. But I was born at the exact same moment Rod Roddy yelled, "Come on down." That is a true story, folks. Nobody believes me, but it really did happen. I would give anything to find the episode of The Price is Right from that day. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get out of here. We've seen enough of this, but yeah, highly recommend this. Very fun little game. And now, we'll play one more game. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum. Now, I will admit, my favorite Roller Coaster Tycoon are the first two. This one is great. Loud. But I could never really figure out the controls as easily as the first two. And I'm going to turn that sound down. And this game has about 1 million title screens before you can start playing. And that's oh so annoying. And this comes with all 2 of the Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 expansion packs. We'll just do sandbox mode here. And this is basically where we can Just create a park. Don't have to worry about money or objectives. We can just do whatever the heck we want. And that's what I like in a game. Do whatever the heck you want. So let's do some terrain tools. So we can build some water. Yeah, that's not too difficult. Alright, let's build ourselves a roller coaster. For now, we'll just do a pre-built one. I remember playing the original version of this game without the expansion packs on my Dell Dimension 2350. I got it for Christmas in 2004, and because I was using Intel onboard graphics on a Pentium 4, playing this game was not really a pleasant experience. But somehow I still played it, and I still enjoyed it. Sounds like music you'd hear at Kmart in the early 90s. Let's see if we can open it up. Build a chair swing, how about that? This is easier than I remembered. Pleasantly surprised. Oh. And let's give these people a place to use the toilet. Because I'm a nice guy, and I believe that having access to a toilet is a very nice thing to have. Let's see if we can ride this coaster. This was pretty revolutionary for the time, because in the first two Roller Coaster Tycoon games you could not ride your own rides. That was not a healthy sounding scream. So yeah, this game was not good for onboard Intel graphics back in the 2000s. Okay, I think that's enough of this game here. And I've also got the Sims 2 Double Deluxe on here, but really don't feel like showing that on video right now. It's a little too, game's a little too in-depth to do anything with for a video like this. But I remember also getting that for Christmas in 2004, and yes, I also ran it on the onboard Intel graphics on my Dimension 2350, and again, not a pleasant experience. But again, I still somehow managed to play it, and while it was horribly laggy, I still had fun. And that's what we had to do back then, when you had those basic essential computers of the time. You know, they may not have had power to them, but my goodness, they sure were reliable. And it's still hard for me to believe that Windows XP is nostalgic now. But when you think about it, it came out in 2001, and that was 17 years ago almost. And I guess the reason I have trouble realizing that this operating system is old is because I used this operating system as my main OS for so many years. It just seems timeless to me. Unlike like Windows 95, 98, those seem, while those are great operating systems, those are considered old. But to me, XP just is not, even though it is. Maybe I'm just in denial, folks. And actually, I probably am. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes in between if there's a special event to show. So until then, this is Billy Core, signing off.